What's going on, guys? I'm back in with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the SoundPeats Watch 3. Now, the most shocking thing about this watch for me is the fact that I can literally walk across the street to Domino's and buy two pizzas that cost more than this watch. Before I even get into all that and all the intricacies of this watch, just make sure you subscribe just so you can stay tuned for more videos like this in the future. So as I already mentioned, there's a lot of things about this watch that kind of blew me away just because of the price on it. The price point is going to be the most pivotal factor about this watch because it offers a lot more than you would honestly expect for a watch at this price point. Now, there's a lot of budget devices you can get on the market, a lot of budget watches you can get on the market, but for this price point, it kind of blew me away. Starting off, the screen is 1.85 inches, and it's honestly not that bad. It's very legible and it looks beautiful, and it even looks better than some watches that I've reviewed on the channel. Of course, I reviewed an Apple Watch, but that's in its league of its own when compared to these watches. But regardless of that, the letters are very legible, and I'm not gonna go and say that it's HD. Like, you can still see the pixels, but it's not going to be anything that is going to make the letters basically blurry or anything that is going to make you squint just have to read what you're looking at. You're most definitely going to be able to see the pixels, and I'll just leave the caveat there. And moving on, so there's only one button, which to me that seems a little overwhelming for the tiny watch that it is. I would have liked to see maybe a back button or just another button just to take some of the features and functions that this watch has. So it has a lot of things going on for it, but for me, honestly, I think maybe if they just added one extra button just to make it so it's very easy to use and very user friendly, it would have been better. Otherwise, the watch itself, for example, that button, you can use it for switching on and off the watch, and it's also going to power up your watch, and it also is your back button. So there's a lot of things that it does, and just have that in one button can get a little confusing, but I'm sure at some point, the longer you use the watch for, it's going to get easier and it's going to get very easy for you to just assimilate with it. But for me, I don't know how I feel about just having one button, but it's not a killer. It's not anything that's going to make the watch completely unusable. And moving on beyond that, there is a lot of features that it has. So it has more than 70 plus sports modes, which is a little crazy for me. Best of all is its IP68 water resistance. And on top of that, it has more than 200 watch faces, which thinking about that is it's kind of asinine because in a good way. Because other watches that I've reviewed, for example, that cost a little more than this watch, not a little, but way more than this watch, don't have nearly half of those features. Of course, they do have the things that fitness trackers and smartwatches now have in the market, which are standard. You know, your blood oxygen monitor, sleep tracker, and all those. And those are basically a standard now in the market. Which, if you don't have those, then there's no point in trying to make a fitness tracker because all of those have those at a minimum. So those are things that you just have. And right now, the market of smartwatches is they're just trying to outcompete each other in different ways that will make you want to get theirs instead of the competitor, and so on and so forth, because everyone has blood oxygen monitor. So what's the point of you getting a smartwatch just for that? It's also the little features that you might prefer of one smartwatch that will make you choose that over the other. So this one is also going to be 7 days of battery life, which is really important. And then for standby time, it's about 25 days. So you can use it for a long time. And on top of that, I always preface this, it's always depend on the type of user that you are. If you're always heavy on the usage, then yeah, 7 days is going to be the maximum for you. But if you know how to just be wise and prudent with your battery life, 7 days you could last it maybe 2, 3, maybe even a whole month, depending on how you use it. And that's one of the best things about this watch is the battery life. Also, just the amount of things that they packed into this device at such a price point. It's a budget smartwatch, but at the same time, it offers a lot more things than other smartwatches that offer on the market. The display, I know it's pixely, which I already mentioned that, but when it comes to outdoor usage, which is also another test I always do for smartwatches in general, yeah, it's good if I can read it indoors. What purpose that serve? A lot of times we'll be going out, you'll be going to work, and you might be even going for a walk, and you're gonna have to be able to read what you receive on the watch. Is everything going to be legible? Now, there's 4 modes you can change with the brightness. It's between 0 and 100%, but it goes from 0, 25, 50. Like, don't give me the hope that I can, like, nuance the brightness how I want, like, oh, maybe 98% or 83. Like, if it's just four modes, don't give me in percentages. Then just give me the four levels. Now that's not anything to like knock it down or anything, but the first time I went to settings and tried to adjust the brightness, I was just like, okay, it's four levels. Like, should have just put it like that instead of putting in percentages and then have me thinking like I can just adjust the percentages to what I want. This watch can also receive text and notifications from whatever social medias that you're connected to, so you can get messages from Facebook and your text. And one of the things that really makes it sound on this budget is, yeah, you can receive all those. They do come in at the same time that they get on your phone as well, but they don't look, how can I put this? They look like old fashioned emails. Like, if you remember, like the emails you used to get way back when, where it just comes in bland format. It looks like an Android type emails, whatever. Like, it's still going to show you the text, but it doesn't have the appeal to it. It looks fine, but it doesn't look like in a way that makes you like appreciate having the watch. You'd be able to read the text and everything. I can't respond on the watch. You can't call on the watch. But when it comes to getting images sent to you via text, those also don't show. So you will be able to only get like word text, but if you get like a video or like an image or something, you won't be able to look at the image on your watch. You're gonna have to, you'll know you got an image, but you're gonna have to look at it on your phone. Other than that, the watch itself is fine. In my books, I give it like an 8, maybe a 9 out of 10, just for the type of watch that it brands itself as. It's a really great watch. The app is not something that's not for me. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. JEDIJA, I'm out.